Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome comedian Jade Fitzgearld. Good, well, I'll let you take it away.
Hey, so I do a lot of travelling for stand-up comedy, and the last time I stayed overnight anywhere, my minibar fridge had more stars than the accommodation. It was so bad. It was one of those places that it looked like it had an hourly rate, and it was right around the corner from State Parliament too, so I may have been onto something with that. It was a bit of a dive. But yeah, so I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm actually from Albury-Wodonga, and if you haven't been there, don't rush. My advice to you, the best way to see it would be from your car window on the way to somewhere else. Look, it's got a lot going for it. It has the essentials like a Centrelink, a 24-hour Macca's, 24-hour Kmart. Well, that's in the pipeworks. But basically, those three things, once you've unlocked those achievements, you're pretty certain that your place is on the bottom of the pile of good towns to live in. So McDonald's, I think of a lot of my stand-up whilst I'm waiting for my food at McDonald's. I go to the drive-thru, and one thing that irritates me is the fact that they've got these dual lanes now. Because why have two lanes when there's only one window? It's just, they're twice as long, and you've got plenty of times to think about like where else you could be. So there was one time I'm there, about 20 minutes in line, and I thought, gee, I could take my Toyota Orion off-road straight through their freshly landscaped garden. But the only thing that stopped me from doing it was that I had my daughter sitting next to me, and I thought I could be setting a bad example. So yeah, I've got two children, and you could be looking at me wondering how old I am. To make it easier for you, I'm half Asian. So what that means is that I will eventually age when I'm 70, at which point I'll look like Mrs. Miyagi, I will have long white hair, and suddenly be able to do karate. I'm really looking forward to that. So my two children, they look nothing like me. So they're a quarter Asian, but absolutely nothing like me at all. The eldest one looks like she's been through the wash a few times. The youngest one looks like she's been pre-soaked, bleached, through the wash, and left on the line for 4 days. I thought it was cool at first, but unfortunately it's a women's health and safety issue, because when your children decide to run off on you, no one actually believes they're yours. So yeah, look, my youngest one, she's 3, she's more likely to do that than the eldest one. And I can imagine if she's handed into Lost and Found at the supermarket, what would actually happen if I did try and collect her. There'd be a phone call along the lines of, "Excuse me, officer, there's a woman here who claims to be half Lao, half Irish, and I don't think she's either. Could be an abduction attempt." It's not really how you want to spend your day shopping. Anyway, thanks so much for having me, John. You've been a great crowd. Thank you very much.